Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into the core mission behind Different Perspective. If you've been plugged into conversations about mental and emotional growth lately, you already know it's absolutely crucial to get past that surface-level advice. We need the real stuff, and that's exactly what this platform does. They create this incredible space for honest reflections to help people actually reconnect with themselves, and frankly, with their community too. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down their completely unique approach to trauma, accountability, and the whole shared human experience.
So, to really ground us in the emotional stakes here, I want you to sit with this question for a second. What happens when life changes without warning, and you have to figure out how to live in a reality you did not choose? Oof, it's a heavy one, right? But it's literally the jumping-off point for real healing. They don't just tell you to magically get over painful stuff. Instead, they tackle this exact situation head-on. Imagine waking up and the anchor of your life is just gone. This is all about how you learn to live with sudden loss, rebuild a shattered identity, and somehow create meaning out of a situation you definitely didn't ask for.
Okay, so how do we even begin to process those kinds of unexpected realities? Well, it starts with the foundational philosophy, the different perspective itself. It's the belief that our understanding of life is entirely shaped by our individual experiences, meaning two people can look at the exact same event and see it in completely different ways. Think about it. Your family background, your traumas, your faith, your values, they all act like a highly specialized lens. It ensures that no two people are looking at the world from the exact same angle. And the goal isn't to force everyone to agree. It's to get us to slow down, actually listen, and realize that the person sitting right next to you has a totally valid yet completely different emotional roadmap.
And taking that lens a step further, it fundamentally expands how we understand a really heavy word, grief. We usually associate grief strictly with losing a loved one, but the platform completely validates the very real pain of non-death grief. We're talking about the end of a friendship, a career that just vanished, or a missed opportunity. Or, and this is a huge one, mourning a former version of yourself. Have you ever grieved the future you totally thought you were going to have? Maybe a family dynamic or a career path that just didn't pan out? Acknowledging that these unexpected phases of grief require just as much processing and healing as any other loss is honestly a total game changer.
Which brings us to this absolutely fascinating dichotomy. We have to recognize the difference between pain and suffering. Look, pain is unavoidable. We just can't always control loss or rejection or illness or those sudden life changes. But suffering, that is, to a large extent, controllable. It's all about how we process those painful experiences, the meaning we attach to them, and the choices we make in the aftermath. Now, this isn't about blaming anyone for hurting, not at all. It's about helping you recognize where you still hold the cards. You can't stop the pain from showing up at your door, but you absolutely get a say in whether you let it trap you emotionally.
Building right on top of that idea of personal power is this core belief. True growth requires compassion for your pain and accountability for your choices. It's kind of a balanced, tough love, right? Yes, trauma and pain absolutely explain certain behaviors or setbacks, but, and this is key, they do not excuse harmful decisions. They don't excuse a refusal to grow. Honest self-examination is literally the only way to create real change. You gotta be willing to look in the mirror and own your patterns. Compassion and accountability aren't enemies. In fact, they have to go hand in hand if you genuinely want to move forward.
And this brilliant dynamic, it is brought to life perfectly by the hosts Mary Calico and Fleek. Their chemistry is basically the engine of the whole thing. You've got Mary, who is incredibly emotionally honest, vulnerable, and deeply personal. She anchors the conversation, creating this super safe space to dig into grief and identity transitions. And then you have Fleek. He's curious, highly thoughtful, and very direct. He's the one driving that accountability we just talked about, looking at situations from every possible angle. Mary's profound vulnerability balances flawlessly with Fleek's thoughtful questioning, so the conversations never, ever just skim the surface.
So how does that actually play out when the mics are on? Well, instead of some stiff, rehearsed Q&A, they guide guests through this really natural, open interview progression. Step 1 is just the facts. What happened during your experience? But then they immediately dig deeper with Step 2. How did it deeply affect you? Step 3 pivots right into self-awareness, asking, what did you actually learn about yourself in all that darkness? And finally, Step 4 is all about action. What boundaries did you have to create to start healing? It gently walks guests away from their rehearsed talking points and down into these raw, unpolished, and deeply helpful reflections.
And as they walk people through those steps, something kind of remarkable happens. They uncover the profound power of holding multiple truths. Honestly, it's so freeing to realize you can be incredibly strong and still desperately need support. You can deeply love someone, but still require strict boundaries to protect your peace. You can be actively healing and still have really, really hard days. They don't push this unrealistic, toxic positivity on you. They champion the contradictions. They remind us that healing isn't a straight line. It's messy, and it is completely okay to hold multiple, even conflicting truths in your heart at the exact same time.
Widening our lens for just a second, we can see this isn't just about recording audio and tossing it into the void. They are actively expanding this vision to build a whole community, centered on authentic connection and healthy storytelling. We're talking live audience conversations, deep dive educational workshops, and real partnerships in the mental health and wellness space. Plus, they heavily feature listener-submitted stories. What we're watching unfold is a rapidly growing media platform where people don't just go to be entertained, they go to connect, reflect, and actually undergo genuine personal transformation.
Ultimately, everything we've covered today boils down to this one beautiful thought. Every person has a story, every experience teaches something, and every situation can look different when viewed through another person's eyes. Sounds simple, right? But living it out, that is profound work. When we swap out our knee-jerk defensiveness for some actual empathetic listening, we unlock crazy amounts of personal growth. We learn that we don't even have to agree with someone to learn from them. Just being willing to look through their lens expands our world and deepens our emotional intelligence.
So, I'm gonna leave you with a final, provocative thought to chew on today. Really ask yourself, if you looked at your most difficult life experience through the lens of someone else, maybe a friend, maybe even the person who hurt you, or just a neutral observer, what unexpected truth might you discover about yourself? I challenge you to take what we've talked about in this explainer, embrace the power of a different perspective, and apply it to your own life today. The answers you find might literally be the exact boundaries or healing you've been searching for.